Hey guys, how's it going, Owners here? And welcome to a new Formula SimRacing video, round 7 of the 2016 Formula SimRacing World Championship, sponsored by Frostmaster. And round 7 takes us to Germany, the Hockenheimring. And after I was absent for the 6th round in Austria due to exams, we make our return again. As you join us on the qualifying. I think my hot lap was the 3rd lap I set. In total you can set 4 laps, but it was my 3rd, I believe, which was my quickest lap. So joining me on my out lap, as I said before, I wasn't there in Austria 2 weeks ago, I think it was. That race though, yeah, for us in terms of championship standings, of course I knew I would lose points to the opposition. But it could have been worse, I have to say. The only downside, so to say, is that Kiss picked up a nice 2nd place, so he scored a bunch of points, which is obviously good for him and a good performance from him. And because of that, we'll have a look how the standings look right before the race in the formation lap. But first we're going to focus on the qualifying. I was confident for a good qualifying lap, felt like I had the pace. I was the only driver in the team, I think, who went into the 115s. My personal best was a 115.8. Let's see what we can do, and you will join me for the qualification comparison. So here we go then, side-by-side qualifying comparison with my teammate Kuba Brzezinski. I thought this would be nice to show you for once. But here we go then, exiting the final corner, up to 5th gear, up to 6th gear and up to 7th gear as we cross the start-finish line to start our lap time. Ourselves on the left hand side, Kuba Brzezinski on the right hand side. First corner is a little bit of a lift of the throttle when you turn in. Coming to the 2nd corner, take that one on the meat board as a brake marker, slow it down to 2nd gear, and it seems like we have a little bit of a better first sector than Kuba, clearly being able to see over here a few hundredths or a tenth maybe ahead of our teammate. Then we come to the only DRS zone of the track. 8th gear, DRS wide open of course, and you can see in the speed trap that we are hitting about 3 kilometers more than Kuba Brzezinski, meaning we have a lower downforce setup. Coming nicely through the hairpin for both of us, get early on the power as possible. I use a little bit more of track on the exit, I use the curb even to accelerate, flat out for this right kink, and then this is a very important corner. Kuba brakes later than me, but we go more on the apex of the corner, we hit it better than him, and then over here I get a better line earlier on the power, and that means that I'm about a car length ahead at this time. As I said though, it looked like Kuba had more downforce than us, so this should be a strong sector for Kuba as we entered the stadium section. Very quick through the right hander, then this one is so important, this hairpin. I think both were a little bit too much of the apex, which definitely cost us time. Then it's 2 more corners to go, very easy to get it wrong here. Turn it in there as much as you can, even though the car picks up understeer. Both of us have a little bit of oversteer in between the corners. And then a very important run to the line, a short run to the line, and we just about were able to finish ahead of Kuba Brzezinski, our teammate, and therefore we got pole. And there we are then, on the grid. In pole position, only by 400ths of a second, but I have to say, the times were pretty close. We had 3 guys there who were in the 116.1. Simocic in 4th and Liswa in 5th. That means go speed is P4 and P5, so they look relatively strong. Callas and Gergis are 2 names who stepped in as a reserve, so to say. And there was quite a high chance of rain here today, 57%. I honestly expected some rain at some stage during the race.
Woo! We got this, we got it.
So Kuba is behind, and then?
Daniel Kiss, Journey, Camille Liswa, Sandra Callas, Casalas Georgis, Mike Hartington, Michele De Alessandro, Dian Costadino. That's the top 10.
Okay. I'll bunch up the field in the penultimate corner or so.
Okay, Disley in 14th is on primes. Bugatti in 18th is on primes. That's it. Everybody else is on options. Everybody else on options.
I was a little bit concerned, a little bit nervous for this weekend, to be honest. As you can see here the standings. Bugatti is, by the way, having a back of the grid penalty or something, I believe. Kiss is 1 point ahead of us, but I was a little bit nervous for this race for some reason, because I felt like, you know, obviously I wasn't there for round 6, and it was a little bit like, if I have a poor result here this weekend, then I may lose connection for the, you know, to battle for the championship lead. But obviously if we do have a good result, then we could probably take the lead back of the championship. So it was a little bit of a yes or no weekend, if that makes any sense. You know, yes, positive would be if we would get a good result and jump Kiss back in the championship. No, for example, if we would DNF and Kiss would pick up a win, for example, in that case we will be 26 points down. We're going for a free stop this afternoon. 4-stop was definitely available. We were not exactly sure whether to free stop or 4-stop. I think both were options which we would consider, but a free stop was plan A. We seem to have relatively good tire wear here.
We got this, man.
Good luck.
So 67 laps for this Hockenheim race, the German Grand Prix. 3 red lights are on already. It's 4 right now. Now it's 5. As we are looking on the car of Daniel Kiss, who goes away pretty nicely. We seem to have a decent start ourselves as well, but I think Kiss had just a little bit of a better start, and in that, yeah, it does look like it because he just jumped Kuba on the first turn there. Luckily, it seems like most guys went through there cleanly. A bit of smoke in the background, so maybe some carnage there, but at least at the top it was all safe and sound. However, Kiss jumped Kuba, of course. Our 1-2 is gone.
Kiss jumped Kuba. Kuba's coming back at him now, though. Doing great, doing great.
Luckily, we got a good start as we see Kuba over here immediately attacking the twister of Daniel Kiss. I think that twister was running relatively high downforce. We made a bit of a mess of the hairpin there, still having cold brakes. Kiss and Kuba side by side. Crucial for Kuba to get ahead if he can, because in that case we will be back up to 1-2 as a team, and in that case we could control the race a little bit more. In the meantime, we are pulling a gap while those two are battling, so it's looking rather good for us.
Kuba's got him. They're battling behind. Focus.
There we go. You see immediately just the gap being created there, and this is exactly what we needed. We're going to use a little bit of boost in the opening couple of laps, try to create a gap. Kuba behind, then luckily able to pass Kiss again, repass Kiss. That is so important for us because in this manner, in this situation, we can control the race a little bit better, I feel like, than if Kiss would be second, for example. So opening up lap 2, very good first lap for us. We had a relatively good start. I think Kiss had definitely the best launch out of the top 3, but yeah, his launch wasn't significant or good enough to overtake us as well, of course. Very, well, relatively short run down into the first turn, so that was maybe lucky for us. Looking at Simocic's point of view, you can immediately see there that Kiss definitely had the best launch, but we took the lead obviously into the first corner. And then Kuba here was smart, I guess, not going on the inside here yet. He could have tried to outbrake him perhaps, but he wanted to wait, get that slipstream which is available here through the Parabolica, which yeah, the Parabolica is this corner by the way over here, but obviously it's nowhere near what the Parabolica is like at Monza, which is the final turn. And he picks up the slipstream over here. I'm sure both will have been using some boost. There we go, a bit of smoke from up ahead from us as we see Kuba on the medium tire by the way. Now it switches to soft. Sometimes in our factor too, the replays are a little bit bugged. Our point of view then, 5 red lights, here they are out. I use the clutch for launch. You have drivers using different kind of launch techniques. Some keep it in neutral, then switch to first gear as the lights go out. Some use the clutch like me, some use launch control and traction control override to not have a bad start because of launch control, because it limits you of course a little bit in terms of traction. Launch control is basically, yeah, it gives you no wheel spin at all, but it can sometimes be faster to have at least a little bit of wheel spin. Skipping to the end of the stint though.
Our planned stop time is lap 13.
So lap 13 we will do another soft stint. I definitely learned from Silverstone. I mean, if you remember that race, others were able to do 2 times soft, or what was it, medium back then. But I had to do twice hard, and that meant that I lost out a little bit in the second stint because I was on the slower tire. And for Hockenheim here, it was so much better for me, the tire wear. I think though, it was mainly due to me driving more careful, as Kiss has a look on the inside of Kuba. Kiss is not, you know, yet done battling with our teammate, but it's helping us again, of course.
Gap is still the same, they're battling behind you. Journey pit already. I think we should continue on with our strategy. He went on to the softs though. Would you be open to doing a medium stint next?
Would it be crucial?
If you think you can overtake him on the softs, then we could do softs. He's definitely four-stopping.
We stick to our strategy.
Okay.
So Simocic is a little bit of a worry for us because he pitted so early. I think we are expecting him to undercut us since we pitted in lap 13. Simocic was relatively close to the back of Kiss, not as close as Kiss is to the back of Kuba though. And it seems like we are creating a little bit of a gap to Kuba on this lap, as Kiss has pulled off into the pit lane, I believe, and yes, he has done so indeed. So we are still staying out a little bit longer than the rest, indicating that the rest may be going for a 4-stop, whereas we are definitely on a 3-stop. I mean, pitting in lap 10 from Simocic is quite early. Let's see what he can do.
What if we pit now?
You can. I think you'll come out ahead of him if you push hard. Use extra boost 2 if you want, out of the hairpin. You can use boost 2 out of turn 10 as well. Push, push, push.
You can hear it in Justin's voice there, push, push, push. We have to push on this lap, otherwise we may come out behind Simocic and immediately have a little bit of a lock up for the hairpin here. During a stint, I was driving so limited in the sense that I cannot push. If I push, a 3-stop is not going to work. If I push, a 4-stop will be the strategy and not a 3-stop. But I wanted to 3-stop because I thought it was the best plan. So, you know, it may be boring not driving at your maximum all the time, but it's the way you have got to approach these cars. And as I said, I definitely learned from that after Silverstone. I can now do twice options. You know, I can, for the next stint I can go options. Whereas if I would take the same approach as I did in Silverstone, for example, I wouldn't be able to do that, I don't think, and I would have switched to a 4-stop, for example. So in the weeks of practicing for this race, I think I learned a lot how to manage the tires a little bit more, and that was, I think, one of my weaknesses. Whether it will work though, yeah, that is something we are yet to find out, of course, as we are going into the pit lane and Kuba keeps on going. So Kuba does go for lap 13, which was our scheduled lap. As we see in the background, there comes Paschalis Gergis and a Netrex driver in, probably Michele D'Alessandro, not entirely sure though. Doesn't matter though, it is all about whether we are able to rejoin in front of Simocic, and it does look like
Easy.
Oh no. I can't see you.
Copy that, I'm currently in P5 behind an Inventa car.
And you can see here we are miles ahead of Simocic. So honestly, I think we could have gone another lap, but that's the way it is. As Daniel Kiss has dropped all the way down to P12. You of course wonder, you know, what happened there. And maybe if you had a good eye, you spotted that his front right tire was flat spotted, and in fact Daniel Kiss spun on his outlap, I believe. He spun right in this corner we are just going through right now, and you think, how the hell did he spin here? That's usually a flat out kink. Yes, it is indeed, but he was battling with another guy, and because of the dirty air, he spun there. So Kiss, perhaps not as big as a threat as he was before now, which is good news for us, and especially because Kiss is the championship leader. I did not know this at this stage though. I did not know that Kiss spun. I only know it because I rewatched the race, of course, afterwards, so I saw a few highlights and heard about it here and there. However, we have a little bit of a problem because at the exit of the pit lane you could hear Justin saying, "You are not visible for me." There was basically a little issue we were having at this stage where others could not see me, but I could see other drivers, so nobody on the whole track could see me, and on the broadcast they were actually worried that I disconnected. So I wasn't exactly sure whether Masciuli, who's right now in front, was able to see me or not. I specifically waited for this moment here where we will get DRS, because I cannot just plant it down the inside because he probably won't see me and he will turn into me. So with DRS now I hope to get by, and I hope that this will be a clean
Just
move.
past the car.
As I give Justin a little bit of a description of what's going on, because he cannot see me, but it doesn't look like Masciuli is able to see me either, because he doesn't leave any space, of course, on the outside, and that obviously makes sense because he cannot see me at this time. And at this point I was sure.
I am invisible for other cars as well. I'm invisible for others.
There we go. I was at this point sure that it was invisible for others as well. Kuba behind though has significantly closed the gap in the meantime, and he has stopped a lap later, so Kuba is looking in a rather good shape. But obviously we couldn't get by Eros Masciuli. I am not blaming Masciuli at all, of course, because there's no way he saw me. I was simply invisible. And so, of course I was worried here. But one thing which helped a lot here, I remember I was leading the race in Brazil, Interlagos, 2015, when I still was driving for Go Speed, as luckily Masciuli dives off into the pit lane.
I'm in the lead and Inventa car pitted.
I'm back in the lead now. I'm giving again just a description of where I am. I remember in Interlagos I was leading the first stint ahead of Briljak, I believe. And then, as we have a look at the replay. And then, when I pitted after the first stint, I had to lap some traffic. I basically had an accident with a driver now. I won't name any names. I had an accident, and perhaps it cost me a win, perhaps it cost me a podium, whatever, that doesn't matter. basically I was out of contention for a podium at least. I mean, I was leading before that, and I was like, you have to learn from that, because it wasn't necessarily my fault that we had an accident, but I should avoid an accident at all times here. I should try to stay calm despite the circumstances. So over here, I had to brake here. There's no way I could have stayed alongside and go on the grass. It is safe to back off there. Stay calm and stay smart, and now refocus.
We're about 0.8 of a liter lower than where I'd like to be, so we're probably gonna have to do some fuel saving later on.
I'm so careful through those final 2 corners the whole time. I don't want to damage the front left.
Well, it's working. It's working. Keep it up. The gap is only getting bigger behind you. It's really helping. It's really helping. Your fronts are so much better than simulation. Gap is 2.8.
2.8, creating a little bit of a gap to Kuba. That makes sense because Kuba is right now on the slower tire. He has gone onto the prime, which I didn't know at this time, by the way. I thought it would be an option.
We want to do a little bit of fuel saving. It doesn't have to be right now. We can do it later in the race. I'd say you take it out of boost 2 when you hit 8th gear or something on the DRS straight. This is lap 21. Lap 21, we're going to try to go to 27. We're going to try to go to 27. Battling behind.
Yeah, battling behind indeed, as Journey has passed Kuba, our teammate. Journey right now on the opposite tire. Kuba not giving up though. Nicely around the outside over here. They're going to go side by side. No, they are not. See, this is also a little bit of instinct from Kuba here. Exactly what I was talking about. Sometimes you just have to stay calm and know that your best moment in the race or your best opportunity in the race is yet to come. I had it with Mashuli where I thought, no, I'm just gonna have to be careful because he doesn't see me and I don't want to spoil this right now. Okay, maybe I will be slower. Maybe Kuba will come a lot closer to me than before. But it's always better than having an accident with someone and losing out time. And throughout those couple of laps where I was invisible for others, I am not, by the way, right now anymore. I really don't know what the issue is. It's really weird though, of course. But I just kept thinking about Interlagos where I also had the lead, and yeah, it was thrown away after that.
We're going to lap 27, lap 27.
Yeah, lap 27, we pitted in lap 12. We're still on the free stop though. So maybe if we pit in lap 26 it will be alright as well. It doesn't really matter if we go a lap earlier, we have that margin. You heard me saying on the radio as well, I'm so careful through especially the final 2 corners. That is where you can damage the tires quite a bit as they heat up through those final 2 corners. It's the front left, which is definitely the key point, the key tire around this track. You don't want to overheat that one. You want to have that one in good condition.
Kuba's going for the 4 stop. He's pitting soon. We keep on our strategy. Gap's getting bigger. I don't know how you did it, but tire wear is now equal to where it should have been if you stopped on lap 13. Just keep this going, 4.5 seconds to the car behind.
So indeed looking incredibly good, and for some reason the tire wear was just so good. It's not really that much of a surprise because I was driving nowhere near the limit. As again we have a battle over here. Liswa, I think, having a battle with Kuba Wyszynski. Kuba trying to overtake Journey, but he couldn't do it. Journey's tires will be falling off, hence why Kuba is able to stick with Journey. But probably Journey will be pitting relatively soon. Obviously he did 10 laps in the first stint, he has done about 13 right now then. Would expect him to come in quite soon for a new set of boots. Lap 23 though, our scheduled lap 27, so we'll definitely stay out for another couple of laps. But we have the gap to Simkins, you know, we don't really have to worry about him undercutting. We've got a huge gap, and that is good because we have been saving the whole time. I had to save some fuel because Justin is an engineer who, as Journey indeed comes into the pit lane, Justin is an engineer who always likes to have some resources behind, I think, for the later stages of the race. I am not necessarily that type of guy. I am more like, let's burn it up right now, so for the rest of the race we can drive on a little bit of a lower tank than if we would save it. But of course I have to respect Justin's opinion as well. Justin has a good overview of the race. I drive the car as best as I can, as smooth as I can, and yeah, I trust on Justin his decision. So whatever Justin obliges me to do, I will do that because he has got the better insight into this race. That's the word I was looking for. Lap 24 then out of 67. I said it before, looking rather good, not rather strong.
Kiss DNF.
Come on, come on!
Gap behind is 5.7.
There we go. Kiss DNF. I mean, when I heard that on the radio, You immediately heard the reaction from myself, being really ecstatic, because my championship rival, I really consider Kiss as my biggest rival, at least at this point in the championship, of course, that's obvious, has DNF'd. And so if we win this one, it could be such a crucial point in the championship.
Let's do one more lap. This is 25. Let's stop next lap. Use all of the tires, but still save fuel. Don't push with boost, push with tires.
Yeah, what was nice about the in-laps all the time, you could finally push. I said before, I was absolutely nowhere near the limits, hence why the tires were in such a good shape. But it was good enough to have good pace, to keep on building the gap. And whenever the gap would just shrink a little bit, I would up the pace, maybe use a little bit more tire wear. But yeah, driving so smooth over the course of this race so far. And that is exactly what we need around this track, I feel. And I think that could be deciding. I mean, remember Catalonia, Barcelona, where we had such bad tire wear and our teammate had such great tire wear. It's now the other way around, I think, or I feel. Kuba is doing a 4-stop, we are doing a 3-stop. I mean, I definitely think that it has worked out, the preparation which I did, and definitely it's working out the way I'm driving right now. I accepted offer of the Silverstone. I want to say it one more time. When you don't push at the beginning of the stint, of course you will be slower at the beginning, but at the end you have more tire life left, and because of that you are faster at the end of the stint again. So it compromises each other, you know. I am not pushing right now at the beginning of the stint. Yes, I'm slower at the beginning of the stint, but because of that I'm faster at the end of the stint again. So yeah, it all falls together in that sense as well. And I really think that in that area, at least for this race, I improved, and that is of course good. You always want to improve as a driver, focus on the negative points after a race weekend and try to improve on them for the next one. And that's definitely what's going on right now. And still remember, you know, Kiss has DNF'd. If we win here, we gain 25 points on Kiss.
I'm having some connection issues. I was kicked from the server. I'm trying to get back in now. Sorry.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry, take it easy. They drop back loads.
They drop back loads. Yes, indeed. I think that is the case. We are currently on the fresh prime tire. There's a car ahead of us. I'm not entirely sure who that is. I think it's Sander Callas, in fact. If we skip to lap 30, it's indeed
I'm behind the Netrax driver. I'm gonna overtake him probably. Now this lap.
Yeah, he's on Warren Primes. He stopped around lap 13. I saw that before I got kicked.
Should have him.
So Justin had some connection issues over here. He got kicked from the server and he didn't rejoin afterwards. So he was relying on the live timing, which is provided by Formula SimRacing, flying by Sander Callas. There are no issues whatsoever. He was wide open. Is it Sander Callas? I think it is. It may as well be D'Alessandro, but I think it was Callas. So up another position, Sander Callas, you get to stop.
Yep, got it. Up to P2 now.
Good. It's Brzezinski ahead.
Wait, what the fuck is he doing?
Kuba's on Primes. He stopped on lap 13.
You could hear it in the reaction there. What is he doing? Lap 30 of the races, we see Paschalis there. Look at it in the background. Paschalis making a good move there on another car. So Paschalis is a bit battling. It was a bit of battles there, around 5th place the whole time. I think we were just lonely out in front. But I expected Kuba to be on the option tire. So I was like, did Kuba just do 17 laps on options? That's impossible. And hence the reaction which I gave to Justin. But Kuba is obviously on primes and yet to stop. More team radio though, lap 31.
So who is then effectively behind? Is it still Simulchich?
Yes, Simonchich is the car behind. Same strategy as you. Gap is 7 seconds to Simonchich. 7 seconds.
So Simulchich is probably able to mix himself up with Kuba at least. Kuba has got good papers in his hands though, because he will have some option tires left for the end of the race, because he ran prime in the second stint. And here we are then, in a lonely race at the moment. I mean, that's for sure. But yeah, maybe the fact that it is a boring and lonely race is good news for us. Here we see Simulchich quite a way behind us. And this is Dion Kostadinov, who is in 4th, but on a different strategy. So he's a net, what is it, 6th, maybe 7th, I'm not entirely sure. Again, you know, during the races, I have no idea what's going on around me. Of course, Justin sometimes keeps me updated on the positions behind, but, you know, for example, I didn't even know that Kuba was on prime. I purely focus on myself, try to deliver the best of myself, and of course, in cooperation or working together with Justin, we tried to do the maximum. And right now it's going again really well. I mean, there are no complaints. There was only one mistake which I spotted so far, and which I had, and that was turn 2 in lap 2, where I had a lockup, and that is it. Furthermore, it has been so consistent, so stable, not making any mistakes, and especially through these final 2 corners. I am not applying a lot of luck. I am usually short shifting up to 5th gear on the exit of the final corner. Not really that time, but still I was really protecting the front tire, while at the same time trying to have a good pace, which we do. And it seems like we can make that 3-stop work, and that would be rather nice. And at the moment it seems like nothing can go wrong. Kuba has pitted. We're joining in front of Pascal Gerges, who we are on board with now. Pascal is doing a rather good job, of course, on his substitution in WC. Some team race for the last couple of laps.
We're good. We're good on fuel. 1 liter above target. 1 liter above target, and we were 1 liter below target, so this is perfect. Gap is 7.6. 7.6. Doing great.
I'm not pushing. Taking it easy.
Good. Simoncic is doing 1:19.9s right now. 19.9.
I'm still mid-19, able to do that.
Yeah. You were. Oh, okay. No, he just did a 19.4. So yeah, just keep the pace you got.
Well, we have the consistency. I'm just gonna have to do my own thing, keep doing what we have done always long.
Yep, we've got the gap.
Yeah, you heard me saying there, we have the consistency. Simoncic is doing 19.9 one lap, 19.4 the other, whereas we are doing consistent mid-19s, and that's what counts. So building the gap still.
Kuba's catching Journey.
How are we looking?
1% worse than simulation, but again, we stopped a lap earlier, so I'd say that's good. Stopping on 47. We can stop on 46 though if we need to.
So we stopped on lap 26 for this prime tire. If we go to lap 46, we would have done 20 laps. It would mean 21 laps for the final stint. That seems definitely doable, considering we can do 20 stints or 20 laps in the stint before the final stint, which is this stint we are in right now. Probably expecting the cars behind us to pit again. They are definitely on a different strategy than us, so sometimes it was a little bit looking out for the undercut. I'm a driver who likes to be in clean air, even though I was running a different strategy. I was doing a 3-stop instead of a 4-stop. For example, you could see it in the first stint where I didn't, where I stopped on lap 12 and not lap 13, because I didn't want to risk coming out behind Simulcic. In the end, that fear was a little bit too much, because we came miles ahead of Simulcic at the end of the pit exit. But you know what I mean. I'm more of a driver who wants to stay in front even after a pit stop. And if I have to sacrifice 1 lap, okay, that's okay. Simulcic in the pit lane indeed, lap 46, and he switches to the soft tire. That's interesting. Would have to do 25 laps on a soft tire. That's not gonna happen. So Simulcic definitely stopping again, but going on a soft tire, going aggressive, trying to take away the second place from Kuba, of course. Main battle in this race so far, at least from our highlights, is Kuba and Simulcic for P2.
Simulcic pit for softs. He's not a threat. Simulcic pit for softs.
There we go, confirmation from Justin as well. Lap 46 for us should be our in lap then. And still looking good, still looking strong. It's just nailing apex corner after corner.
Yeah, congratulations. The fuel or tire wear is identical to simulation, even though you stopped a lap earlier.
I'm not sure about pitting 46 or 47.
If we do 46, it'll be fine.
Exactly, and I would have a little bit of a bigger gap.
Yeah, so I think 46 we should go for it. Box this lap for primes. Take off 1 click of the front lane.
Yeah, and still I wasn't really... I wasn't totally calm, so to say. I was very, very worried for this final stint, and I think that's a little bit in my nature. It's my instinct that I am afraid to lose a lead like that. I mean, we have about a 10-second gap to Brzezinski, and for the final stint we would have about an 11-second gap to spare. But still, I know that those guys will be on the option tire at the end, whereas I will be on the prime tire, and again, I'm just not entirely calm. A bit afraid that those guys will catch up to me and at the end of the race perhaps overtake me, and maybe that fear is, makes no sense. Maybe it's completely worthless that I have that fear, But still I have it because I simply don't want to lose the lead, of course, and especially after Kiss has DNF'd. Kiss, by the way, DNF'd because of a bizarre incident. I'll talk about it a little bit soon.
Okay, come on, Justin. One more stint.
You should come out ahead of Journey with about a 4 or 5 second gap.
So we have gone into the pit lane then, and straight away out, lap 47, 21 laps to go on this set of tires. Simocic right there. That seems like a hefty gap, especially considering Simocic is gonna have to stop again. He's on the soft tire though, we were on the prime, so maybe he'll catch up slightly to us. But that's really it. Lap 53 of the race, some team radio from the last couple of laps.
So Journey has to stop one more, right? Once more.
Yeah, Journey has to stop again, for sure.
Kuba ahead then? You have to pit probably?
Kuba has to pit still. It'll be
But
soon.
he is ahead, right?
He is ahead, yes. But he's not a threat. When he pits, he'll be 10 seconds behind you. We got fuel to spare, but keep this up in case we need to use it later for some reason.
Yeah, we have fuel to spare indeed. I said it before, Justin likes to have some resources available at the end of the race. However, coming to Kiss his DNF, I think it was in lap 22, 23, something like that. It's basically a driver who was driving backwards on the track after there was an incident. And he collided with Kiss. What my opinion is on the incident doesn't matter, and I'm definitely not gonna give it either. Fact is that Kiss has DNF, unfortunately for him, of course. I mean, I'm sure Kiss would have liked to battle up front, but sometimes I think it's the way it goes. It cannot always go according to plan. Definitely this wasn't Kiss's plan, of course. It's very unfortunate for Kiss to see him retiring like that in the way that he did. It wasn't necessarily a driver error. Perhaps he was just unlucky and in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that's of course why I feel sorry for Kiss, because from his point of view he is also battling for the championship, you know, and he is being taken away maybe some points here today by just being at the wrong place at the wrong time, like I said before. If you want to have a look at the incident yourself or just revisit the broadcast from this weekend, I'm always leaving down the broadcast link, the full broadcast link from the race in the description, so you can watch that if you want. However, coming back to the race, lap 61 has just been opened up. 7 more laps to go for us, and look at this gap. We are still waiting, and there comes Kuba flying through the field, or flying through the final corner, excuse me. So Kuba is still in second then, of course. Simocic is behind him though, and Simocic will be flying.
Keep targeting 119.0. We still have spare fuel, but do not change your fuel strategy. Keep using it only on the DRS straight. If they get within 3 seconds, we're going to go nuts with the boost too. Journey is stuck behind Pash. Kuba's the only real threat now. The gap is 11 seconds. We're fine. Got this. Kuba's backing off, according to Michi. Kuba is backing off. I won't even tell him that we had fuel to spare if he wanted to battle.
Kuba is free to fight if he wants to, you know? He can do that.
I think it's just it would be too much for the tires. He needs to make it to the end, and he needs to worry about Journey. Journey's going to get past Georges soon, and then Kuba's got to worry about Journey.
But so as soon as Journey clears Paschalis, then or Gargas rather, then it's free road for him basically, or a clean road, or free air for him, clean air for him, whatever. To Kuba in second, and of course we do want to pick up the 1-2. So Kuba perhaps feeling like he should watch his mirrors instead of looking at
Gap's 12 seconds now. You're actually quicker than Kuba now.
I'm just gonna keep it up like this.
Yeah, keep it up like this. The 2 guys behind me are on option tires, but we are still gaining time, or we are on some prime tires. Obviously Kuba won't give it his all, because he needs those tires at the end of
Come on, this could be the first OFR 1-2. Come on. I want to see Peter here smile. Come on.
Go ahead, start using boost 2 on the start-finish straight and on the run down towards turn 2.
You know what, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep this up. It's fine right now.
That's fine. Gap is 12.5 seconds. 12.5 seconds. You're good.
Whatever we are doing now is good enough. Let's get that home. That win home.
The only person faster than you is Journey, and he's 20 seconds behind.
Final lap of the race then, and everything solidly under control, I would say. This final stint went better than I thought.
This is amazing, really. I am not pushing at all. Driving smooth and stable, and it's so accurate, so precise. I haven't even made a mistake. It's unbelievable.
Well, with benefit of hindsight, I know that that is not true. I made one mistake definitely where I locked up for the second corner in lap 2. I even remember locking up for the chicane in lap 13 or something, or lap 12. So I definitely made some mistakes, of course, but at that time it just felt so nice. And I think I gave you the right description when I said precise. It was so precise and accurate, and at this point my driving style was accurate as well, but we are going to cross the line.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
Great job. Great job. Unbelievable. Come on, Kuba. I see him. I see Journey close.
Yeah, no, he's got it. I think he's got it.
That was crucial. You were great. You were great, man.
That was the
Yes.
first ever OFR.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for making that easy for me. Hash nearly held on to 4th, which if he did, it would have been like the happiest top 4 ever for you, because you got you in 1st, which is the best, Kuba in 2nd, which is the best, then Journey, your old teammate, in 3rd, and then if Pash was in 4th, who you're friends with, that would have been like the perfect top 4, but Pash lost out towards the end there. He dropped down to 6th.
Oh, what this is such a good race. Such a good day as well.
Yeah, the beginning of that final stint there, you know, I was worried. Justin tried to give some confidence to me as well. You know, you got this, that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, during that stint, I just realized that Kuba was not quick enough to close the 12-second gap. And that makes sense, of course, because I think Kuba was more worried defending from Journey, losing his 2nd place, than closing the gap and attacking me towards the end. We even had some spare fuel, like Justin said, as well, but that doesn't matter. It's all out of the picture and it's irrelevant. What is relevant, however, is that for me personally, it's a fantastic top 3, because our teammate finishes in 2nd. It's the first ever OFR 1-2, as we are going to see some donuts which are ridiculous. So if you want to see some failure, then look, and if you want to see someone succeed in doing donuts, then look away, definitely, because it's not gonna happen. Here we see a terrible donut. I will do one which is better soon, don't worry. But coming back to the race, Kuba 2nd, first OFR 1-2 ever. I said it on the team radio during the race as well. I want to see Peter smile, and Peter is the team boss, and yeah, I think the team deserves it. It's a fantastic team. I work with the team with a lot of pleasure, I have to say. I'm enjoying it a lot. There are a lot of people within the team who I really enjoy relaxing with, talking with, racing with. Not only, you know, the racing itself, but also just playing games outside of FSR is what we do, and I highly enjoy it. I really do. And then obviously we have Journey in 3rd, and yeah, I'm so happy with that as well, because I still feel a lot of positive feelings about Go Speed Racing, where I raced last year and in 2014 for Pro as well. I really wish them the best, and if OFR has a bad day, but for example if Kuba and me wouldn't be racing, then I would love it so much if Journey or another Go Speed driver, especially Journey, because I like Journey very much as a guy, would finish in 1st and win the race. So it's fantastic for me to have this top 3. And it really was a very good day for us. Kiss as DNF didn't score any points. We did, however, score 25 points, and obviously being in the lead now of the championship at 24 points is still good. It's a good prospect for the future, of course. And I want to take this race as a point where I just carry the momentum onwards in the championship. That's tough to do, of course. It's easier to say than to do. Easier said than done. But for example, if you would have a good result in Turkey as well, try to keep on going, of course, keep on scoring points. Again, easier said than done, but I'll definitely do my best, and hopefully this can be a crucial point in the championship. That's something I hope for, but hoping is not enough. You have to do it and perform with actions. Actions speak louder than words, so I guess I should say nothing anymore, be quiet, and just be there again in 3 weeks time in Turkey, in Istanbul Park, a fantastic track. Really glad to see that returning to the calendar. So great job there on or towards everyone who was or is within FSR who has made that one happen. I'm looking forward to it for sure. Hope you guys have enjoyed the race. Again, a good day for us. Sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days. Maybe in 3 weeks time I will again have a bad day and I'll DNF and crash and fly from Istanbul to Greece because we have such a bad day. It can sometimes happen, you know, just like we see with Kiss today. He had a bad day, you know, bad luck for him, let's be honest. But that is also part of a championship, you know. You have 18 races and sometimes you are bound to have bad luck, and it's all about how you bounce back from that. However, I want to leave it at that for this race. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, I would appreciate a like. Thanks ever so much for all the support. And I really hope that we can do well for next race as well. Very glad with the first OFL 1-2. I'm gonna leave it at that though. See you next time. Take care and goodbye.